morning, everybody. It's about 11 a.m. Tuesday morning, April 26th. Leann and I and Sunshine left Carmen Harbor this morning about 8 a.m. after a few misadventures with the software for the nav program and some problems with the water pump on the motor. I wanted to be gone out of the harbor by 6 a.m. We finally made it at 8 a.m. And we're heading up here about northeast towards the northern end of Samar. Leann has family up there, so we're going up for a visit. It's about 140 miles, and I'm hoping we make it there with enough time before sunset tomorrow to be able to get safely anchored. It's a beautiful day. There's a light breeze. It was, according to the weather forecast, supposed to be from the east, but of course, since I'm going north-northeast, the wind is from the north-northeast. But it's a very light breeze, probably only about 5 or 6 miles an hour. So it's not really slowing the boat down too much. It's this part of the ocean, this channel going up here between Cebu and Leann. I've crossed it many times. The big difference now is that I'm going more to the east. Normally I go up almost due north and through the pass between Malapascua and the north end of Cebu Island. Leann's lying down in the cockpit snoozing right now. Just taking it easy. Hopefully conditions will remain like this or follow the forecast and the wind will come more from the east, in which case I can use the sails to help push the boat along instead of depending solely on the motor. Because of course in this area, the route that we're going, about 6 hours the current from the tide flows in one direction and then 6 hours it flows in the other direction. So the only thing that I can do to make the trip a little faster is get the boat sailing. And for that, of course, I need wind, and I need wind from the right direction. You can see behind me the coast of Cebu. Turn the camera around. That's the main island of the Camotes. Way off there in the distance on the horizon is Leann. We'll be sailing up on this course. We'll be getting pretty close to Calangaman, but not going to stop there. Going to make the trip straight through up to Samar. Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday morning, April the 27th, and Sunshine and I and Leann are anchored here on the south side of Calangaman Island. Beautiful little place. Finally, the north wind stopped blowing last night, I guess about midnight or something. But since it had kicked up a pretty big sea running from the north, you could hear it crashing on the reef for a couple of more hours. I decided to go ahead and stay here for the remainder of the night. A couple hours later, the wind started to come in from the east, which was what the forecast. Nice light breeze now. It's about 6 or 8 knot breeze. So I'm just going to get the anchor up, get the motor started, and we'll head off again on our journey up to Samar. There's the sunrise just coming up over the ridge line of Leann over there. And that little sand spit out there, that's the eastern end of Calangaman. Big sandbar out there. Bunch of people stayed last night. I didn't think they allowed people to stay overnight here, but I see quite a few tents set up on the beach over there, and there are lights all over the place and after, so they're staying overnight. See, it's quite a small island. Right there is the other end of it, western end. I can almost get there, the whole thing in the picture. There are a lot of tents set up there on the beach. There's a group of people over there enjoying the sunrise. It's still Wednesday morning. We've been underway for about an hour, just about 7 a.m. Once again, the forecast, light easterly winds have filled in very nicely with about 12 to 15 knots from the northeast. Because of my current course, that's okay, and actually it's quite pleasant because we're able to sail the boat and not run the motor, making about 4.5 knots under sail. It's a beautiful day. Got to go about 6 hours on this course and then turn more to the right, unfortunately, which means we'll be turning more into the wind. So if the wind keeps blowing at this strength from this direction, that's going to be a problem. But won't know until we get there and see what happens. Miss Leann has her sailing attire on. And we're just taking it easy. Well, here it is Wednesday morning, and we got a rare and unexpected treat. There's a whole pod of dolphins out there. Oh, about 150 yards from the port side of the boat. And look at them go. They're having a good time over there. Bouncing around, jumping up and down in the water. I think they're feeding. They're herding small fish. Look at that. That's a big pod. Look at all of them go. Boy, I've never seen this many dolphins together at one time here in the Philippines. The funny thing was, just a couple minutes before we saw them sitting in the cockpit, I asked Leann if she ever saw any dolphins. And she said no. Up in Samar, she said no. And I said, well, I've seen them a few times in the Visayan Sea and up between Mindoro and Luzon. About 3 minutes later, all of a sudden, here's a pod of dolphins just happily swimming along.